All right, what's up? Good evening. It's exciting to do this one more time. So, I just figured I would record this evening session out here. I wanted to put in maybe 30 minutes to an hour of web dev. I jumped straight into HTML5 and CSS, and it has been really, really interesting to just like to grasp. And I feel like I'm understanding the entire thing. But I had wanted to just come back on Notion and build on my documentation because I had started to work on the documentation, but I feel like I honestly do feel like I stopped documenting, and so I haven't really captured everything that I've created all along the way. And I think I just want to come back in and try and just like capture all this kind of information and all this knowledge. So as I move away from HTML and just keep diving deeper into CSS, I already just have this meat of information that I want. So I'm going to to just talk through some of my notes. Let me see. Right. So HTML stands for Hypertext Markup Language, and it's the standard markup language the websites are built upon. It is the language that the browser sees to provide the visual. So this is my note, just me talking through whatever I was learning. It basically describes the structure of a web page. That is how a web page flows from top to bottom and what is included therein. It consists of elements that label the type of content, for example, heading, links, and images. And so here are my own thoughts. So HTML is basically the skeleton of everything that can be in a page, a language that the browser can understand. So if you come from the print and editorial point of view, someone who seeks to communicate has a few tools at their disposal, e.g. print layout, photographs, tables, text boxes for highlights, etc. HTML language is how you get this editorial out to the internet page. And updates, I think this is more of CSS. HTML is more of how when you have wireframes uh, of where of the content that is on the page. It doesn't have any styling, and here I think I was thinking about print layout, photographs. So it doesn't have layout, it just has like everything that's supposed to be on the page. So technically, if I had a deep page, everything is supposed to be there. So HTML stands for Hypertext Markup Language. Is the standard markup language for creating web pages. Describes the structure of a web page, consists of a series of elements. HTML elements tell the browser how to display the content. HTML elements label places of content such as this is a heading, this is a paragraph, and this is a link. And that would be like H1P, H1 to H6P, and A for the link. So example, explain the doc type. HTML is a declaration that defines this is a document in HTML. The HTML element is the root element of all HTML. The head, the title, the body, the H1, the P. Second thoughts. So when you start writing HTML code, you must first make a declaration in your text editor that this is HTML doc type. This gives the browser information of what it is now looking at. Then as you start writing the HTML code, each element has to open and close using the backslash and forward slash. A basic HTML page only contains two element areas, and that is the head and then the body. Think about this as a normal A4 page. The head is what is on top to define the page, to define this page, and the body is everything that follows. It may be a header, it may be paragraph, links, images, but they all end up within the body. You want things to stay within the body. This was just me making sense to myself about the difference between a body, a head and a body, a head and a body. Yeah. This is my first line of HTML written from memory. I wrote this and I screenshotted. I was really excited for it. Nested HTML elements. So HTML elements can be nested This means that elements can contain other elements. All HTML documents consist of nested HTML elements. So a HTML document consists of HTML body, H1 and P. These are all nested in one document. Empty HTML elements. So HTML elements with no content are called empty elements. The BR tag defines a line break and is an empty element without a closing tag. All HTML elements can have attributes. The href attribute of A, that specifies the URL the page links to. So you'd open and it's A, the link, and then a href. I had this called like hyper reference, I think. C is an attribute of an img. Alright, so here we're talking about elements and attributes. So these are the elements: link, image, height, image, and HTML. And then so these are the different attributes: href, source, width, alt, style, language, and title. Right. And you can just open like P1 title, and this won't, I think this won't show in the browser. Cool. And then this is where and then I also did a Code Academy Introduction to HTML 5 to HTML 9 plus. What's that? I must have wanted to say 5 and then hit the asterisk instead. Who knows what was that? I did this. I was really excited for following all these instructions and making this appear on the page. And then I finished this one. And then I said, personal HTML exercises: build a web page using only HTML. For an electronics shop, digital static web page announcing a January sale should include image of the electronics, location information, and link of where to buy, and hierarchy of text. I never actually did work on this. So today when I was coming back, I just thought I should go back to W3 schools, and I just want to, and that's the thing, maybe I won't do it, but I had really wanted to have like this information in a weird way up in this HTML document. You know what, let me just delete this. This is not this is not part of learning. How do you call divide a div? I mean divide page, right? So I wanted to just come back and put in some notes, but what is a HTML? It's defined by a start tag, some content, and an end tag. The HTML element is everything from the start tag to the end tag, and this is such a basic information. Let me go to editors and see what I have in here. Oh, baby's crying. It's alright though. Alright, a simple text editor is all you need to learn HTML. So here they're telling you how to launch editors. I'm already using Sublime. I'm already using Sublime Text. This is my current editor of choice. And yeah, here you go. This is the last project I was working on from the this project. I was really frustrated because, so you see, I made a H1 inside this body, and it never showed as H1, and it's frustrating, a little bit frustrating. This was the last project I was working on here, and I think I'm going to close it, and I'm going to I might get back to that tutorial and build from there, because it was from dev something. And I also, one thing I want to do is I want to go to my YouTube, and I want to go to my history, and all these videos that I've watched, I want to grab them as my references, and also all these other places that I'm working on. So history. So I discovered how to use the history a few months back, when I was trying to get like the kind of material and information that I have acquired on my YouTube over time. So you'd see I've been watching CSS at the same time. Um, right. Okay. There's this one I watched. It was really cool. How to become a full stack web developer from Edureka. And it goes back a couple of weeks ago. See, I've been watching a bunch of videos online, man. This is where it really started. So how can I get this link? Man, I hope the baby's right. From 17th Jan to 29th. Let me get the baby. As last week, I think last week on Sunday is when I really started getting into it. And I think 2 weeks later now, I have the basic grasp of HTML and CSS. And I'm going to show you how I've been using Code Academy to learn. I was supposed to buy a course on Udemy. I ended up not buying, but then I also ended up finding all these different kind of resources online that I just figured, hey, I could start from here. I never finished working with forms here. So full stack web developer roadmap. Let's see if there's a link. I didn't want to be clicking so that come on, man. Anyways, no. No, not you. Yeah, just close the player. So that's the thing, man. I never actually watched this, but I think it would be important to just come back and look at some of this was a 6-hour course. I told myself that's crazy, man. But since I wanted to do it, let me go back and just write them in my knowledge base for my web development. I already grabbed this one. Plus this one, this is the link. Let's go back. Let's go. How do you go back? Let's go back like that. So this is a page inside a page. Yeah, let me just go. No, this different page. Let me just try and grab. I'm just trying to grab. So from 17th. This was I think it was a Monday morning, and then coding boot comes out of control. Let me get that in. I think it's also introduction, and it's on YouTube. It's on YouTube. I'll come back with the source later, with the code later. I never actually would watch this, so I don't know. This was really nice. I enjoyed, and it's interesting because I don't think I ever Googled HTML. Yeah, I might have watched one video from, yeah. Isn't it interesting that when you go down my YouTube page before 17th, oh, I used to randomly search about this idea of who is a full stack developer, and I must. This is since the beginning of the year, 2nd January. I was really curious, like, yo, what would it take for me to actually become a developer? And then, yeah, I went to look for email templates, HTML email templates. Uh, Here I was curious which programming languages creates windows. I actually did search this and ended up watching this and watching that, and I jumped into Naval, watched some of Naval, watched the rest on Wi-Fi's. In fact, I know I can't find the other, so I lost my phone somewhere here. Second, so this is where I lose my phone. I have my phone until here, and then I lose my phone. My phone breaks. So all these other videos that I'm watching on coding, I was watching on the iPad, and it had Wi-Fi's account, so that's why I can't find. But this is now when I've logged back into my account. So why you shouldn't learn Python? Should I capture that? No. Learn CSS in 12 minutes. That was really cool. It was a very cool video. Should I should I should I add the date? I probably should. Date land. It's a date property. This is 17 Jan. Coding bootcamp. This is, do I really know? 18th Jan. 19th actually. How is it counting? Going upwards or going downward? But I'll say 19th. Both of them. It kind of already feels weird that it's been so long since I already watched him. And this was a fun video to watch. I discovered that guy. What is HTML, CSS, JavaScript explained. How can I copy this as a link? Probably can't. So I just come and no. That was a very fun video, and it's in this video that this lady, let me have another tag called creator, and let me have it as a select, no, as a multi-select. So it will be creator or channel. If it has a name, I'll call it channel. So Danielte. Alright, so let us add her here. Danielle create. This was also 19th of January. I hope I shall go back and find. This is Adrian Truog, somebody like that. What is CSS? This is explained from Edureka. Let me copy that. Also introduction. Also YouTube. Also 19th. Channel is called Edureka. And I hope to come back and fill in these links. And I wonder if this is a waste of my time. What is CSS and how it works. Copy it. Delete this. Around the same date. It feels like such a long time ago now. Creative Pro website. Creative Pro website. Actually, that page is called Creative Pro website. What a weird page. Coder, full-time coding. So when I watched this, I remember when I was excuse me, just remembered to bring back my enthusiasm. When I watched this, I was really inspired to go back and record my process. And just introduction. It's not really introduction, but I think it was around the same time. Her name is Coder, and I've begun really seeing her, especially in this CSS. And maybe I should add a tag here. I should add another tag called CSS, right? And CSS and CSS. I think I got the gist of HTML really quickly. I also have you'll see I also have other areas that I've been learning from, and I'm just going to show you that in a short while. Let me learn web development as an absolute beginner. This was a really cool video. This will be called programming. Alright, so this is called programming, and also it will have those other tags here from Coder around the same date. I just hope I remember to come back and fill in. So the database is growing, and it looks really boring. So we're going to create a toggle so that we can put it in here, and we're going to grab it and throw it in here. We're going to turn the color background color into pink. I love pink. It's so hot. We're going to make it a full screen page, full width, so you enjoy the entire width of this. Then we're going to delete this. We're going to to delete this toggle. Right, cool. So yeah, okay, cool. Alright, maybe the link should be the last one. Yeah, also maybe the date should be close to the link. Alright, cool. Let's keep building our knowledge base, things that we have consumed, so we can just, we can say we know, we know that we've not been wasting time. Like, we can quantify our time with the videos that we have watched on YouTube and other areas. Coda here, I think it's around the same date, last week. Okay, back. Yeah, we ended up watching a bunch of videos, building a website, time lapse. I remember this was just very, very intriguing. Control C. Right, let's delete that. That was whatever we're doing is actually it's programming, YouTube, Coda. She's cool people. She has nice topics, and our video count is growing now. The videos that we've watched, and I haven't even included others from different places that is not. So here is how to stay motivated while learning to code. This video is actually, it inspired me to make a blog post that I posted on Medium. Programming, YouTube, who, Coda. When did I learn this? I think around the same date, July 9th. Let me just pause and close. Oh, and let me just go back and find these old videos and give them a name. There was Jake Wright. This one was really cool. This was really cool, man. This dude was, he had like a 4-minute video. And then so this one, and then Dorian develops. And then this video, where is it? Full stack roadmap. Nice, way back. Come on, where is it? Maybe it's up here. Okay, I'll find it. Let me go to this one. From Code Stacker. Introduction, CSS, YouTube, Code Stacker. Let me just find that date first, so that when is this? Sunday. When is Sunday, man? This Sunday was 24th. Cool. All of a sudden, some TikToks. I watched some TikToks. I was watching this, and I started watching this, but I never finished. Make a landing page using HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. And I think CSS is SAS CSS. And I started learning that what CSS actually has frameworks and Control C. This is Sunday from Free Code Camp. This is still introduction CSS. Let's also now add HTML. Let's now add JavaScript. Let's create YouTube, Free Code Camp, Sunday. Cool. Cool. I'm enjoying that I'm actually doing this. Honest, I didn't know I'd start with YouTube. I was so sure I'm going to. How I learned to code in 3 months, coding Jesus. Should I keep it in here? Should I skip it? Okay, it's another video that I also watched on Sunday. Introduction, CSS, inspiration. His name is Coding Jesus. Still on YouTube land. We haven't even gone to other places that we have consumed information in the last few. Hopefully we shall get around to that, but I don't know if it has a time. How to become a full stack web developer from Edureka. The lady who speaks English is Hindi. Yo, have you ever wondered why like Asian people find like STEM, sciences, technology to be really easy and even crazy? Let me tag it as introductions, CSS programming, HTML, JavaScript. Also on YouTube, Edureka. Edureka, this no, you can't be two. Also on Sunday. So as I'm doing this, it just makes me think. This was really cool. This was a really cool talk about how the best hackers learn their craft, and I thought it was really cool because the author talked about gamifying your learning. It's just programming. Also on YouTube. Has nothing to do with HTML, but it was cool to know. RSA conference. RSA conference. Create that. Let's go to January 24th, 2021. And so now the videos have started stacking up. I watched a cinematography. I didn't really finish this one. I watched Lance's season. I think I probably watched this, but no, I didn't watch it. It was from Code Fights. But I've been intending to watch it. But I was like, I'll come back to when I understand CSS. So learn CSS positions in 9 minutes. And I wonder which day are we now? When are we? We're on Monday. When did you skip to Monday? Yes, we're on Monday. No, no HTML. It's on YouTube. And who is the creator here? Web Dev Simplified. January 25th. So far so good. I'm keeping up with learn every CSS select in 20 minutes. Come on, man. But since I'm here, I could have copied the link. Let's see, copy. Alright, let's just go back. So I'm finding that until this point I hadn't really sat to start. Oh no, I should have started with pasting this, but it's okay. So it's still Monday. Today is Friday. A timeline of everything I've learned programming. I found this guy to be pretty young. I was talking big game from the channel Tech with Team. His name is Tech with Team. Now, it's important for me to have this and I think maybe this is the reason why I feel pretty confident with CSS now. This was a very good course. This is the course I was doing that is here on the Sublime. Build a responsive website from scratch. I also watched this. A lot of things went over my head. She was using some type of CSS that I have no idea what it is, but I watched anyway because I got to be to familiarize myself with the workflow. And this is even what I've done with other learning software. Sometimes I just watch a tutorial to familiarize myself with After Effects, and so I end up really knowing, for example, DaVinci Resolve, the software. I remember I had watched a bunch of tutorials of DaVinci before I jumped into it, and just watching all these videos, it gives you a certain type of confidence that you probably didn't have. From Traversy Media, I ended up really loving this channel. I subscribed to Traversy Media, and this is still Monday. I ended up subscribing to Traversy Media, and we just they have so many courses, man. Introduction and CSS. This is the course that I was doing. As I said, I told myself I'm going to Traversy media, save, maybe change the color, maybe make it orange or green. Yeah, make it green. This is all Monday. And sometimes I usually think if I was doing this with all the sales videos that I was watching, Stefan Mishuk, very interesting name. If I was doing this with all the knowledge and information that I keep creating, I would be very far in life. YouTube. And I've come to understand a couple of things. I've come to understand that if you really are motivated and you want to learn something, you can learn it, man. Learn CSS in 20 minutes, web dev simplified. Let's see. Why do I have a feeling I watched this? Web dev simplified. Alright, not really. Man must really like the word 20. And I know these videos tell you you're going to learn CSS in 20 minutes, but really what these videos are doing is they're just telling you that you have a long way to go Monday. And that's okay. I'm deep in 23 videos now. I'm done with Monday. I'm coming out to Tuesday from Coding Tech. Do I have that channel here? So you can see I realize that I don't know CSS. And Coding Tech, I have that channel. You can now start seeing why I've really dove deep into CSS. I'm still just like in that CSS. The best way to learn CSS. Chris Holtz. Now how will I find this if I don't put the links now? But I wonder, should I keep watching CSS videos? I don't think so, man. I think it's just time to start doing. Stop watching, start doing. This is a very also good exercise for me because now it just reminds me that, man, CSS battles was cool. CSS coding challenge, can you from code fights? This was cool. I like this. When is this? This seems so recent. Control C. Wednesday. Yeah. Today's Friday, so it's just the other day. Then the next one I watched was file structure for HTML, so that how I save it in my browser. I remember I was curious. Now that I know all this, how do I save all this in my browser? CSS, HTML, introduction, YouTube. Wednesday. Even this is Wednesday. Kevin Powell. I wonder if I'll ever watch anything of you again, Mr. Kevin Powell. I've already found places that I like, from Web Dev Simplified, Coda, Edureka, and Traverse Media. Same thing from Virtual. It won't copy, and I know it won't copy. Told you. I'm right here. What? So much. I've just watched so many CSS videos in the last few days. Virtual addiction. And I'm just so I'm thinking, if I've watched all these videos, and I wish I could be putting in the time so that I can also measure my time and how much time I spent watching, or spending time. I can say I've spent over 150 hours on learning CSS. But I'm convinced I can actually do this quickly. Because now I've also read some articles. For example, remember the article I was reading about the different CSS frameworks: Bootstrap, Tailwind, what's his name? MDB, just code it. This is also on Wednesday. Whoa. And next is Edureka. I was watching this yesterday morning. No, not yesterday. But it must have been yesterday, man. Right? I must have watched it twice then. Bless me. Someone is probably burning something outside because can't breathe. And Dev Ed, he's really funny. This guy is really funny. He says the way to learn programming fast is to actually do projects, not to watch tutorials. Dev Ed, do I have him? What? I don't have Dev Ed. It's a really funny guy. Hey, no. And then that's Wednesday. And now I'm beginning to get worried about all this material that I have consumed almost as entertainment. And I remember how I started feeling way back this Thursday. I started feeling especially about Freecode Camp, especially about like Photoshop and graphic design. I really started feeling like I'm wasting time just watching tutorials and not really doing the work. And I remember I started feeling way back when I was growing that like right now I'm now taking watching tutorials to be entertainment as entertainment because I'm using it to waste time. And it just goes to show how it's so easy to no, free code camp. It's so easy to waste time online especially, and it's so easy to like watch videos than to actually sit down and work. And I'm just thinking if it's true that I've watched so many of the same things, read articles, or I even got books. But cool. I feel bad for myself, man. And yeah, this one I watched yesterday morning, or is it today? CSS full course. Yes, it was really, I really liked it. And then at some point, I didn't understand it no more. When it got into like Flexbox and we started talking about like other CSS frameworks, I didn't understand it. It was from FreeCode Camp. Also, I subscribed to them. And today I've not watched, have I? No, today I haven't watched. No, actually, this is today. I watched this about Python. Does it count? Does it count? Yes, today, this is today. What is Tailwind? I was watching this in the morning. Harry Wolf. CSS. Maybe I should add the word Tailwind in there. Just so that you can know it's a CSS framework. And some new guy called Harry Wolf. This is today, bruh. It's today. Website checklist. name is Adrian. He's Australian. Tuareg. It's also today. I also watched another cool video about programmers should follow on YouTube. 40 programmers or developers. That's the word they use. From Adrian. And these people, some of them do languages that I haven't gotten to that level yet, but it was cool to know. And then finally, today I've watched, in the morning I watched Thesis in 2020, Practical Guide. And I know why I watched them, because I was on the iPad, and iPad is easy to just like waste time and watch a bunch of stuff. CSS. And follow Andrew. His name is Follow Andrew. And that was today. Right. Cool. And so that was YouTube. And just go close the browser. I have let me open my Notion on the web, and then I'll go to a page called I called technology stack. It will help me just to remember where I have been. But you can see there was Scrimba. I found out about Scrimba, and I even just got tired trying to start this new lesson on Scrimba about HTML and CSS. I was on Code Academy, and I got to this part, and I never finished. And on Code Academy, I want to do all these things on Code Academy. I found it really simple because it comes with a preloaded text editor on the browser, so you can just really like hang in there and code. And I was going to start, but when I hit start, it was like, just please make sure you finish the HTML course, and then you come back. We recommend that you complete the Learn HTML before learning CSS. And I feel like I have kind of like a good understanding already about HTML. I also have an account on my personal account here on W3 Schools that I was also using to code a lot. I just saw my first example. I also joined Dev, it's a community. Free Code Camp, also join them. They have tutorials. Coursera, so I've also been doing a Coursera course that I need to link. So there's 1, 2, 3. Udemy, I never actually finalized buying this. And then 4. And when we get back, we shall be harmonizing this information. And before now, we take whatever we have and we come back and fill it into our different for example, in our HTML doc or in our CSS doc. Like the CSS doc is empty, and it's the doc that I have the most information about, so I just want to slow down and kind of like practice whatever I've learned, and then see how I can build on top of that. All right, peace.